Okay, folks, welcome to the members group intercession. For those that are new, this session is your time. We'll go for about a half hour tonight, and whatever you guys want to talk about. Patrick, I'm not sure if Patrick's on right now, but he brought up the chart of IBM earlier, and I do want to take a look at it. And while people are populating and thinking about what they might want me to review, I want to go over IBM because it's pretty interesting. And we'll use our friends over at TrendSpider, and we'll do our deep dive analysis. And we'll throw up our automated trend lines weekly. Okay, so this is a perfect example of the value of TrendSpider. And on a weekly basis, we are trading at current up and into resistance. So we need to see a breakout above this mark. So what I want to do here, I'm going to create an alert, breakthrough. I don't care if we touch it or bounce. IBM. Okay. And do it twice. We'll keep it active for the next couple of weeks. So we're good to go there. Now, I probably wouldn't enter this trade until we cleared at that resistance level. But we'll take a look at the daily chart. Yeah, and you can see there's a lot of congestion above here in that you have a trading channel which formed back here in early December. Here's your lower band, here's your upper band in green, both in green. We did break out above a resistance level here on the 9th of January, but now we're struggling to get through that weekly resistance level. So we really need to see that alert fire. Hey, Pat, I'm going over your suggestion. I don't know if you just joined or not, the IBM trade. Let me know if you want me to go back to the weekly chart. I was just taking a look at it. RSI is looking very good on a daily basis. Here's your W formation, high or low. This is really what you want to see on stochastic. A W formation, rally, pull back, high or low. Then another W formation. Now we're setting up for yet another W formation. Yes, go back, take a look at the weekly, or you saw it, Pat? As a matter of fact, you know what I'll do, Pat? I'll bring up the weekly overlays on a daily chart to illustrate the congestion that we have here. I already set up the alert, and I'll bring up the secondary resistance level. Go back. All right. And it's not, if I didn't have the alert set up here, it would be in dashed line, but I have the alert set so it's in color coded. It's orange and purple. The purple represents a sensitivity zone around the alert level, but the primary level that we're looking for is in orange to clear. And it shows on a daily basis that we did, but we haven't closed out the week yet, and that's what's waiting right now to fire off that alert. So let's go back to the weekly chart. And you can see, let's drill in here. Yeah, we're right there. So what this alert is looking for is a close on a weekly basis above this upper band of resistance. We're right there, but it doesn't take much to knock us back. So I would wait for the final minutes of trade tomorrow, see whether or not we close at where we are or better. Then that becomes an interesting potential long trade. Earnings on the 21st. Okay, you know, I do have to say this. I am not a big believer I said this earlier. I'm not a big believer in taking on the risk of buying a stock or whatever into earnings. That's a red flag for me. So I probably wouldn't execute on the trade, even if we did break out tomorrow until earnings were out, because I just don't want the risk. There's too much stuff out there. I'd rather trade an ETF where I don't have to worry about earnings and go that route, because that's one of the reasons why I've really gotten away a lot. And I really realized I go over a lot of charts of stocks, and I take a look back at my portfolio, and I trade mostly ETFs. It's my daughter. I have to take this real quick. Meg, I'm on a live stream right now. Can I call you right back? All right, I'll call you right back. Bye. My baby girl. TA. Hey, brother. Barun, hey. OLLI? Okay. You got it, Barun. Barun, I changed your email like you requested, so you're good to go. All right, so that's my tale of woe about earnings, and I trade mostly, in hindsight, a lot more ETFs because it's just less risk. You know, the leveraged ETFs that provides me the volatilities that an individual stock provides, and I don't have to worry about the downside of a downgrade or whatever these guys come out with. You know, corporate fraud, I don't have to worry about it. So that's my tale of woe. I'm sticking to it. All right, let's do a deeper dive for Patrick here. And we'll go into let's see how we closed out the day using a 2-hour chart. A nice day. A nice day. Now, if after earnings we pop up higher and we get the pullback and we retest these support levels and it holds, then it's game on. I'm all in. I would buy it then because now earnings in the rearview mirror. So it looks good, Pat. Earnings concern me, but definitely looks good. So it's definitely a candidate to the long side, no doubt about it. Okay, OLLI. All right, let's go. You said this popped up. What, after hours, Barun? Should I be looking at the after hours action? Well, this does have after hours action on it. Also go to Thinkorswim. You got it. CGC? Canopy, huh? Okay. All right, the monthly chart. I hate to start off with a negative. Well, maybe not. All right, so what first jumped out at me here was that we had what appeared to be a bear flag setup, which is a continuation breakdown pattern. But when you connect, no, popped in December. Okay, December pop, gotcha. Now it's in a downtrend, gotcha. Maybe a bottom. All right, so we'll go to that now, okay? So let's, how do I want to do this? Let's first see what the automated trend lines tell us. There are none. There's not enough data here. Let's go to a weekly chart. All right. There is a play here. All right. We'll come back to this. I want to hammer something home, okay? Because it's important. I first pulled up this chart. I didn't have trend lines up. That's a pretty bad thing. What kind of death? Not suicide, right? That matters. Well, honestly, this stock was going before he passed away. It had a lot of problems. I mean, in September, it really took it on the chin. So the first thing that jumped out at me in the monthly chart, and this is why we start with the higher level view, we are in a bear flag setup. But then when I connected the upper bands of resistance, what I'm looking at right now is a flirt. Yeah, okay. Got you. We're flirting with a retest of the breakout point. But the problem is if this stock closes down below this lower band of support here, it's not good. It's not good at all. Weekly chart. He had a stroke. God bless. All right, so on a weekly basis, we've broken down below a few support levels this week. But we are off the lows. We'll go to a daily chart in a moment. Let's see what's going on with RSI. Broke support. Stokes rolling over. You need to see it close by the end of business tomorrow back above this support level. And that's at around 57.94. I'm not sure of the beta, the volatility of this stock. It looks pretty volatile. So it's possible. Let's go to a daily chart. And note how close we are to retesting the breakout point. We broke out here. Now we're pulling back several weeks later. Daily chart. All right, we are at resistance on a daily basis. Hey, Norris, good to see you, buddy. Bob, you were spot on with your 20% pullback, 9 bar on. Thank you, sir. Making 29 plus, a good buy. Did you get it in 29 plus? What is your resistance price and percentage for retracement? 33 is resistance. I'll go to that chart for you in a moment, Norris. Hopefully you got it at 29 plus. Congrats. Okay, we are at a resistance level. So, Barun, I can't buy it here. I would rather speculate on a... Let's go to the weekly chart and create my alert so I could change the color here. I just want to touch it, watch it bounce. Confirmation candle, 2-hour basis. Do you want this chart that I'm creating right now? Okay. I think the daily chart's better. I'll share with you the weekly chart anyway. Congratulations, Norris. Good for you, brother. Let's go to the daily chart. And you can see here, now that I changed the color with the alert, that's where you want to be, right here at around 51.64. That would be a good entry point because you just put your stop loss right below there. Small loss, lots of upside. Congrats. Nice trade. Good for you. You stayed longer in dust than I did, I think. In fact, I know you did. Congratulations. Now, the Stokes are looking good here. W formation. You really want that pullback. You want it to hold, and you want it to rally off of that level. Let's do a deeper dive. Let's see how we're poised to open up tomorrow for our man Barun. A good close today. We have resistance here. We closed above it. Let's throw up our daily overlays. Not much happening, but I know from this line here, I gotta change these colors. I don't know why the heck I chose orange. Let's just go with black right now. All right, so I don't know what this means, shrug. I guess it's the width. Okay, that's better. All right, so you have daily resistance right above. So you broke out on a 2-hour basis today, but the more important daily resistance level is right above here. So you need to see a close above, again, 54.63. That's the number you want on a breakout or a pullback. Yeah, I don't like the way this is looking here. A pullback, let's go back to the daily chart. A pullback here, it's actually accurate, 51.63. So you want a breakout or a pullback, one of the two. But be patient. You're at resistance right now. Please be patient. It'll come to you. Remember the monthly chart. That's the most important. And it's breaking down. Don't push the trade, or what is that saying? Don't, is it push the trade? Will the trade? Something like that. It's a good saying. I just can't remember it. All right, what was the other symbol that's out there? CGC. Let's clean this up. Is that the right chart? That's better. Oh, my alert expired. That's why I didn't get alerted. All right. It's overbought. Nice inverted head and shoulder setup here. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. We broke the neckline. I guess that's why I put that alert there. We did a retest after the breakout. Nice chart on the daily basis, but again, we're leaning into that third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Let's go to the monthly chart first. Good. Let's get rid of this alert. Okay, better. So monthly chart at current, we're trading above a resistance level. I think that next month, given the weakness that we've seen next month, we're going to get a retest of support, and that's at 22.10. So what we could do is create an alert. We'll keep it active. We're good. This is the monthly chart with the alert set. Let's go to a weekly view. RSI is looking really good. Stokes are looking good. You know what? I would be okay with buying it, even on a retest on a weekly basis. Same thing, right? Forget the monthly chart. But it's just got to hold. It's got to close out the month above this level, or else it's a bad trade. But if we pull back next week and do a retest, and I think it's possible, that's a long all day long. Because on a daily basis, as I started out this conversation, the first words out of my mouth were, it's overbought. And you can see that today we pulled back. You know, the third standard deviation Bollinger Band is like the third rail. And sometimes stocks should shrug it off, but it's not going to last forever, and it will pull back. So I think that we're going to probably pull back. We'll do a retest here. So allow it to come to you. It's in the beginning of a rebuilding, right? So you're going to get a lot of backing and filling. It's not going to go like this. It's going to back and fill, back and fill. Allow it to come to you. Allow it to come back down to the support level, 2210. That's what I would do. I'd just keep a stop right below that level, especially on a monthly basis. You want to see it close above that level on a monthly. Lots of topping action above at 25.96. So definitely not enough reward for the risk that you'd be putting on if you bought it tomorrow. Unless, of course, it pulls back down here. So I would avoid right now. Let the shares come to you. You got it. You got it, Manoj. Usman. Hi, Bob. What's your medium-term target for Nugget? Okay, so Norris asked, all right, so let's bring it up. I'm going to bring it up on Thinkorswim as well to validate what I'm hypothesizing. All right, so you can see that we have a resistance level at 32.50. I've been complaining about that resistance level forever. I thought we would pull back perhaps and hold that support level. It didn't hold. So we need to get through that level. That's primary resistance level number one. And the problem with the price action of last week, it created a whole bunch of new sellers up here that think about if you bought up here and you held, you're like, you don't know whether to crap or go blind right now, right? You just want your money back. So we need to deal, this is a 2-hour chart, let's get off this. We need to deal with that fact. Now, we know that 32.50 is resistance, but also, and I showed this chart last night, and I said that it would be resistance. We extrapolated out. This lower band of support, we brought it forward. Where did we close yesterday? Just shy. We hit it and backed off of that level. Today, we couldn't close out, rally through it because the dollar rallied today. And we pulled back, but we rallied strong into the close. I'll show you a 15-minute chart. I think we're popping tomorrow morning. This is pretty. This is awesome. Unfortunately, I'll probably get called out of some of our position, but that's okay because we're making money. Look at this breakout on a 15-minute basis. We broke out, pulled back, retested, closed at the highs of the bar. Now, higher lows on Stokes, perfect. RSI, higher lows, perfect. Let's go to the ever critical 2-hour chart. Look at our Stokes. They're hooking up higher low on RSI. Nice consolidation here. We've retested the support level. What's the low of this bar? 3180 is active as really good support in the past couple of days. Now let's talk about resistance. We need to update this chart because last week changed the landscape a bit in terms of resistance levels. Because remember that we had been basing here after getting very, very overbought. And I said, this is when I started talking about what Norris is talking about, the retracement. And I didn't think this would hold, and it didn't hold, and we broke. Now that 34 mark is going to act as resistance. Assuming we get through it, unfortunately we have a lot of overhead supply above. But that's good for one reason. And that reason is if we want to sell covered calls against the position. Right? So you could generate income throughout the entire time that we're trading up and through 44.87. When, positive mental attitude. When we break out above 44.87, game changer, weekly chart. And I'll share with you this chart here. Hopefully it allows you to open it up with the annotations for my resistance levels so you can have it. All right, now the weekly chart. And I haven't pulled this up on TrendSpider yet. I may get a little bit of a different answer from them. Let's update this. All right, so the reason why I put this line here is I'm looking for a breakout above that upper band of resistance. We close out the week within the next couple of weeks above 35. That's really serious. That's really setting the stage for challenging all of this resistance above. Once we close above 44.87, I think that we're going to 60 in a heartbeat. That's why I went out to the 54 strike on NUGT going out to March, because they were priced ridiculously. Honestly, they were cheap. And so I put the trade on. And the reason why is not because I want to trade call options, betting that we're going to go to 100 within the next couple of months. It's just in case I get a little bit overweighted with selling covered calls and the shares just begin booming up higher. I have that insurance policy. So that's the rationale for putting on that trade. I don't expect guaranteed it's going to go to the 54. It's not that kind of a trade. It's just an insurance policy for me being a little bit greedy with the covered call side and just having that hedge on against the covered calls, if that makes sense. So I like $60 per share longer term. I think that we'll see that by year end. Short term, I think that, and when I say short term, within the next month and a half, I think we could be up here at $45 per share. Are you worried about yes, I am worried about my 33s. Yes, I am. But that doesn't represent my entire position. So I'll still be long. And just as I did this week with NUGT, I sold the 29.50 puts. Right? So if NUGT was weak this week and was trading down below 29.50, which it was early on in the week, those shares would have been put to me on Monday if they closed down below it. And that would have been okay. So we can always play that strategy again using, if I really want to get back in, I'll sell the 33 strike if we close above the week, above $33 per share. Or if I'm satisfied with my current position and I want to get the shares put on sale, I'll sell the 32s or the 32.50s and be happy with the cash flow, right? So it's a matter of what your goals are. If you're satisfied with your current position, you could sleep at night knowing that you have enough upside you have a position that will reward you for the risk that you're putting on and the volatility that you need to endure, I tip your hat to you. Just simply sell calls and bring in some cash flow, or simply sell puts, bring in cash flow. And if the shares are put to you at a point in time in the future, you're happy, right? So if they're taken away from me, will I be upset? No, I'm not gonna cry over it. I didn't position myself, but that doesn't mean I won't be greedy another week or so from now. And I would have wished I would have put a hedge on with those 54 strikes, and maybe those will pay off for me. But you also bought NUGT. Yeah, no, absolutely right. So yeah, well, I'm satisfied with my position, so that if I get called out of the 33s, I'm good. I'm happy. Right, so I'm okay. I'll be okay. But the discipline is that when you're in the early stages of breaking out, it's the premiums are very, very alluring, especially when we've been trading them for weeks now. You're generating that cash flow, and honestly, you get used to it. And you can lose sight on a weekday. NUGT, maybe it's trading down on the day, and you're like, I'll sell the weeklies, and so what? They get called away from me, and all of a sudden it goes boom, up. Was it Tuesday that we had more? At around 30. Oh, no, it was last week at around 31, 31.50. It wasn't down at the 29 handle. I sold the puts this week. I didn't buy down on the 29 handle. I didn't do that. Okay. So a good week so far. And I think that we're setting up for, what was it, 30.50? I got to go back and check. I have so many buys in, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I know. I just don't remember off the top of my head exactly what the price was. All right. Let's take a look at the monthly chart, and then we'll go over to TrendSpider. Nice bounce on the month. We have an inverted head and shoulders setup here. Left shoulder, head, and frankly, we're above the neckline. And this month, the beautiful part about this chart right here, right now, is that we pulled back and we're retesting last month's breakout point. So now let's go over to TrendSpider. So my longer term price target, again, is around $60 a share. Let's see what TrendSpider has to say here. We'll bring up their automated trend lines. Nothing much. I don't think that their algorithm that they use is all that good for leveraged ETFs. This is so annoying. It's a great product. Let's clear all this off. All right, so they don't have any automated trend lines here to help us out. Let's go to a daily chart. They're showing resistance up at around 51.73. Then after that, up at around $60 a share. So we're on point. So I like it. I like it. I think we are in a very, very good situation. I'm happy with it. Anybody got anything else? Okay. All right, folks. With that, I'm going to say a good night to you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Be well.